Yeah, so hi Joe. I was telling people I thought I was one driven person. I thought I
Yeah.
was one strong-willed, some go-getter until I met you. So I'm super excited to really have you on a live show. And like I said, why I started these live shows is to bring ordinary people, people who are trying to improve their lives and to get what they want from life, you know. And before you even come on, I want to tell people how you really pushed me to do my like I've always wanted to do like this mandazi and kabalagala. Meanwhile, you're very welcome. You can have some, you know. every time in my house, everyone wants them. So thank you, Joe, because you remember when we talked, I was telling you I'm going to start in summer. I'm going to start, I'm going to do it. But then you told me, do it now. What are you waiting for? Do it, So if you have tested these goodies, you have to thank Joe, because for me, I would still be waiting for the perfect time, perfect moment, which never comes. So thank you, Joe, for that push. So I'm super, super excited to have you. So before I continue telling people what we're going to talk about today, how about you just tell us about yourself and where you're broadcasting from and, something about you.
Okay, let me just ask. The people watching us, are they mostly Ugandans or everybody?
Because I know your problems with English, you might want to switch on to Uganda. No, they're a mixture, because they're a mixture. So please try and use your English. You can mix, of course, as well. I don't get a procrastinate, So yeah, they are a mixture. They are a mixture, really. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we have to keep it strictly in English, right?
Well, you can mix. People like learning other things, so it's always good to have a mixture, So please, whatever you feel comfortable doing. This is our life, so
Okay.
whatever. Yes.
Now, forgotten. What did you ask me?
No. I know you're thinking about money. So before we go on to today's topic, I wanted you to tell people, introduce yourself, like who you are, where you're broadcasting from, and if people are to think about Joe, what do you want people to know about you?
Oh God, I really struggle with like describing myself, because like every day I'm a new person.
Right.
Like the person I was last month is not even the person I am now.
Right.
Like every day, so it's like every day I need a new description to edit. I have to keep editing. Like if it was a CV, I have to edit it every week because every single month I'm a different person. It's like I'm being born again and again and again. But briefly, I'm Jackie Taylor, and I'm a self-made entrepreneur. I live in the UK, married with 2 kids to Mr. Taylor, and life is good.
Awesome. And I like that fluidity, because I think you've been able to do what you do because of that character of yours. Anyway, I want to go into the fluff, because I know you have the content. Thank you everyone for joining us. Please go ahead and share this video.
I can't see the comments.
You can't see them? I can see them, so don't worry. You're not here to see comments. Just bring the content, so I can see them. So please do share. It's going to be full of value. So share the video. Like Taylor is one person that really inspires us. It's only that because I'm charging, it keeps telling me allow, and making some noise. Anyway, so today we are going to talk about money. Some simple principles of money. I don't even think Joe went to like school to get a PhD in money, but you don't have to have a PhD in order to understand really money. And so I actually want you to tell us your story. What is your view, or what is your concept about money, and how would you explain how you came to view money in that sense? Maybe you can talk a little bit about your life growing up or your prior experiences. Like, how did all that form the way you think and see money?
Okay, so briefly, I'm not used to this whole thing of being serious, so I'll just be myself. So I'll just be myself. So it's like I'm not used to all the whole serious. I'm gonna ask you questions, you're gonna answer. I'm like, okay, forget it. I'm gonna be terrible at it. So I'll just be myself.
No,
so basically,
you're great. Yeah.
Briefly, I unapologetically, I keep telling people I love money. I love money. And some people be like, me, I've always been there. I've always said it from when I was younger that I love money. And because I've acknowledged it, I've acknowledged my relationship with it. I don't deny it. Most people are acting like, oh, no, I don't care for money. No, me, I care for money. Me, I care for money. It is very important to me because it funds my lifestyle. Everybody needs money, like everybody does. So it's just like the way we perceive money comes from the way we've been raised and our personal experiences, and sometimes it's just who you are. I come from a humble background, but I won't say poor. We're just humble, like most African families, you know. You had enough, but you didn't have too much. So you had enough, but you didn't have too much. But growing up, I think it has to do with the way I am. I've always wanted to, sometimes your brain is engineered that way. Some people's brains are just engineered that way, and I have to accept. Yeah, some people's brains are just, it's just like when you have children and they're young, there's always one who's good at saving their money, and there's always one who just spends their money. You can see when they're kids. Yeah, you can see your kids that this one is good with money, this one is not. So when your kids are young, you can tell, yeah, this child is good with their money. You can tell, like most parents will say, yeah, they can tell which child is good with their money. So I was always that child who was good with money. I always knew how to come up with ideas that used to make me money when I was a young child. So it's until now that I talk to my mom and she tells me stories how I used to do certain things when I was young, and I'll be like, oh my God, I did that. Like, yeah, you've always been like that. So when I was, my first memory, when I was really young, I think I was like 7 or 8. We had bikes. So we lived in a town where other kids didn't have bikes, and my dad used to work and live abroad. He used to work in Japan, and he used to send us all these bikes and everything. It's just like a situation when one of your parents lives abroad in Africa. You always have more things than the other kids do because they're sending you things. So we were that family. We were that family whose father lived abroad. We always had okay, to tell you the truth, for me, things like a washing machine, microwave, everything, that stuff we had it at home. Because our dad used to send us stuff, you know. So we had bikes, and when we performed well at school, he would buy us a bike. And that was something unique, and these were mountain bikes. Nobody had a mountain bike in our neighborhood. Nobody had it. We had yeah, so my first memory is like when I had my bike. That all the kids wanted to ride the bike because they didn't have one. You know, they didn't have the kids' bikes. That was a privilege to have a bike back then, you know. But we had bikes, and I remember my mother was telling me, I used to charge the kids money to just to ride my bike down the street and back. So I'll be standing there collecting money, like, oh, it's your turn, and they give me money just to take a ride. So when you're young, this was me around 8 or 9, and I used to charge kids to ride my bike. While my brothers were giving out their bikes for free, like, oh, you want to ride the bike or have it. Me, I was charging people for it. So when you're an entrepreneur, your brain sees money. Every opportunity in that comes your way, you find a way to monetize it. And that's how my brain works.
And you're funny because one time I heard you saying, like, telling your viewers on your live, you're like, you all have my money and I want my money from you, you know. When you see people, you feel that they have your money.
So it's just the way my brain works. I've always been like that as a child, and then as you grow, when the kind of backgrounds we come from backgrounds where as girls they're trying to mold you into being a wife or a mother, and some people are natural entrepreneurs, but they've not nurtured their talent. They've not tapped into it because somewhere along the way it's been blocked. It's been blocked by so many factors, like culture factors, religious factors. There's so many things, you know, and also personal experiences. Sometimes it's relationships. Things have held people back from experiencing and going out to achieve the things they could have achieved if those barriers were not there. And that's the difference with me. I've not had any barriers, at least I've fought them. And coming from a family where I'm the only daughter, I only have brothers, and I was the only girl in the house. it was always a challenge for me. I felt like they had high expectations from me.
Right.
I had to do that, I had to do that. But me, I wanted to make money. I started working before our firstborn was working. Before even my bigger brothers were working, I was working.
Right. Sorry.
Okay, you got a lot of feedback. You have whatever device you have, turn it off.
Yeah.
Because better.
Yeah. I was on my laptop trying to see how it is going and the comments. Then I think that's how you get the thing. Is it okay now? Okay.
Yeah, because we're getting a lot of feedback from everything we're saying. Yeah. So I was saying this personally, it's the way I am, and I won't say my parents nurtured me. I've managed to nurture myself into the entrepreneur I am now by persevering through life.
Right.
And the challenges were always there, and they're always there for so many people. Most people face these challenges, and the family, the culture, the religion.
Yeah. So before we get to those challenges, I'm actually very. They're mowing the grass outside, so you can hear. Can you hear the noise? I think we should just ignore that. But I really appreciate what you've talked about, the love for money, and what I've seen in life. If you hate something, it doesn't come to you. And most of us growing up, like you're saying, maybe you're into religion and they're telling you the love for money is the root of all evil, or money, does all these bad things. And most people have come to realize that some of us don't have money because of these beliefs. I think it's time, like when you acknowledge that money is good, it has its place. But if you learn how to use it very profitably, very well, it is a beautiful thing. And you begin to say, I want money. I think that's how you start to attract money. But if you keep saying it's evil, I don't want money, I'm only comfortable with whatever I can get, I think that's what you get, So thank you for, let me just see some of the comments. I see, hi Joe, people are loving you so much. Challenges of part of the journey and we must see them. Hey Julie, and everyone, someone clicked an angry emoji, she's apologizing. That's okay. That's okay. So, but we, as viewers, this Inspirational Monday, the first step Jojo is telling us, if you love money, if you want money, you have to love it. You have to acknowledge that money has its place in our lives. And once you open your mind to it, money will come to you. So, and like I said on these Mondays, I want to inspire everyone to do whatever they want to do. So if today, if you're the person who really wants money, you have to start telling your mind that money is good, you love the money, and then money will come to you. So, so you're talking about challenges a little bit. So I want you to walk us through this journey, what you've gone through to get to where you are on your pursuit for money. What have you done? Like, how has the
Oh God, I've done it all. I've done it all. I've done it all. I've done it all. At least most of the things. The thing is, my father noticed I was very outgoing and aggressive towards my ambitions.
Right.
And he sat me down and told me, I'm worried about you. You're too ambitious. I told him why. He's like, I'm worried you're gonna do things. You're gonna go out of your way, because he could see my drive. He could see it. Mm-hmm. And I remember, I think I was like 19 when he sat me down, because I had actually, like in Ugandan money, I held my first million at 19.
Wow.
Yeah, so he noticed I was getting money when I was really young, and this has been a challenge for me because I got money when I was young, and I got, like, I'm not talking about little money, but I'm talking about money because I paid for my university tuition. All my 3 years at university, I paid for them because I earned enough money to pay for it, and that was the time when my family was going through a bit of hardship. So luckily, and I could fund my own tuition. Then my father could just do my other siblings' tuition. So the load was not big. Right. So when I got money when I was young, because I was always there looking for it. I was always looking for the opportunity. So I'll tell you how I got my first million.
Right.
But before I got my first million, when I was 17, and I think I was 17, 18, and I was doing my A levels. Yeah, I was in A level, and I used to work in a supermarket. So I used to come from school, go home, change, go and start stacking up shelves, and the whole weekend I'll be in the supermarket working. I remember I used to stick labels on, clean the shelves and everything, and they would pay me some money.
Right.
It made a big difference having that little income. It wasn't much then,
right,
but I was still staying home with my parents, but just having that money
right,
that I was working when all my friends were not working, they're only doing school.
right, right,
Everybody was just doing school, and I was doing school and working.
right.
It gave me, there's that, I don't know if some people feel it, but me, I do feel it. There's that feeling of achievement
Right.
when you achieve something yourself. I remember I started buying myself clothes. I bought my first cell phone. Most people, their boyfriends bought them phones. I bought my first cell phone. I bought it myself. I bought myself my first car when I was 22.
Wow.
And yeah. When I was at university, I used to drive. When I was at university, in my second year, I bought myself a car. I can hear the lawnmower now.
Do you want me to pause and I tell them to hold on a little bit? Let me.
I think it just stopped. Is it? The thing is, I can't see even a comment. Let me keep drinking my milkshake. I'm drinking my shake.
Yeah, they've said they're going to try. Hi, I'm back. They said they're going to try, but you see, they're also on an hour, so they want to finish, and get work done. So I hope we can manage with this noise. Yes. Yeah.
Close the windows. Close the windows.
All the windows are closed. It's just so loud. Yeah.
So when you start working when you're young, you face the challenges early. Some people face the challenges in their 20s or 30s. We started facing challenges as teenagers. We started facing challenges as teenagers, and then you learn to manage money, because the whole thing, the more experience you have with things, the better you are with them. Right. I have experience with money. I've been working since I was 17. And I've been working since I was 17. I left home when I was 18,
Wow. Oh my goodness.
It's a long story. I left home between 18, 19, that's when I left home. And it's a long story. So I left home when I was really young. So I learned to look after myself. This is when the hustle began. Right. I learned how to pay my rent. I moved from living in a 1-bedroom house to moving to a 2-bedroom house. By the time I was 24, I was living in a 3-bedroom house. So you learn, because you learn to look after yourself, paying bills, responsibility, and all the things that come with looking after yourself.
Yes, and I just want you to so for you, it's actually appearing like you are naturally like that. I'm just wondering, do you think this is a skill that can be somehow learned along the way? And like what, you have money, but you have to go and get it. And maybe before you respond, I just have to just add on this, and I've talked about with my friend Jalia, we always talk about how many people despise how to get money. We are focused to think about things that we know. You go to school, get a professional job. So even when you're getting that professional job, like thinking outside the box, going to do some job to get some money, most of us, despise it because, it is not professional. It doesn't look good. But you're saying that you've done it all. So now you're upside down. Yeah, you're upside down. So I just want you to throw a little word for someone who feels, I'm not like Jojo. I wasn't maybe born like that. I'm not as driven as that. So does it mean I'm not going to have money? Is there hope for someone who is not a go-getter like you, who is not like you?
Oh yeah, the thing is, it's your personal circumstances that will push you.
Right.
Your personal circumstances will push you. Like I told you, I left home when I was really young. I had to feed myself. I had to clothe myself. So your personal circumstances, sometimes people need something really, really terrible to happen to them. And they're, and then it kicks in.
Right.
Their survival skills kicking. And then their need, and then they realize the things they've undermined.
Right.
Push them and motivate them to want more in life. I've seen people whom it took maybe a loss of a parent. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I've seen something will wake you up at one point in your life. You'll wake up. But the question is, are you waiting for something to wake you up, or you're gonna wake yourself up?
Right. Awesome. And Julie has also said, and she's like, it's a skill that can be learned. Storytelling is a skill, it can be learned. So in other words, some of these things we can learn them. Myself, I was brought up like in a Christian way, and I always had my Bible, singing, the love of money is the root of all evil. But I told myself, actually, I have a placard in my bedroom. I wrote a big thing and I said, money is good. I love money.
Sorry.
And and I even told my husband, like, from now moving forward, I don't want to tell my kids, like, I can't do this because we don't have the money. I will not let you do it because I don't want you to do it. I don't think it's good for you. But saying I don't have money is not going to be an excuse, So I love money. I am going to go out and get it. And I see money unfold, So
anyway, the thing is,
yes.
When we talk about money, some people will always be on the defensive, like, right. Oh, there's never enough money, there's never enough that, there's never enough anything. Right. But the thing is, I don't deny it.
Right.
Gives you that when you have money, it gives you the power. With money comes power. With money comes authority. You're not gonna be in a position to influence anything.
Right.
Without power.
Right.
And you're not going to have power when you have no money. There's a way the whole thing is connected. It's a chain. You need one and the other, and it all comes down to money. It's always
yes.
there.
And here's Maria saying, even if you make all the money in the world, you will always need more. How true is that?
Yeah, that's the thing, because that is the hierarchy of life. That is the way life is. The way life is like, once you achieve something, you need the next thing. Then you need the next thing. Then you need the next thing. Anybody who says, I've achieved enough, that's it, that is a lie. Every time you achieve something, you need something more. And also, when you achieve something, it moves your status. Your status quo changes.
Right.
It's just like, let me give an example. I'll give an example of myself. I won't even give myself everybody else. My status quo changed.
Right.
I'm now accustomed to a certain lifestyle.
Right.
I'm accustomed to I shop in certain supermarkets.
Right.
I drive certain cars. I want to go on certain holidays.
Right.
My lifestyle has changed. Even the kind of neighborhoods I want to live in change.
Right.
We used to have neighbors. Immediately they got rich, they buy a plot in Munyonyo.
Right. Eh? Right.
Why don't you stay in Kawempe? No, Kawempe is not good enough for them. They want to move somewhere else. And when they get money, they want to send their kids abroad. They be like, no, Kampa parents is good, but I want my kids to be going to some international school. So that is the hierarchy of life. Every time you get something, your status quo changes. And once your status quo changes, the new status you get demands more money.
Right. And
because when you get a bigger house, you have more bills than somebody who's in a 2-bedroom house.
So let's hold it there, Jojo. Actually, this it's what even Maria is saying. Like, please remind people. Where is it? I've just lost it. But she was ideally saying, please remind people not to forget to live, because her idea is that when you get more, some people always want to get more, and they stop living because they're always trying to find more and more and more, and they're never satisfied. And before I actually get you to respond, I just want to add that, you know, every one of us has some things that they really want to do. You want to do some good. Maybe you want to go, so you have some charities. You want to send your kids to good schools. So ideally, if you don't have money, you'll still be miserable because you're always crying and wishing, I wish I could afford this, I wish I could afford that. So this video, this live is for people who are there. They really know, I deserve more. I can get more money. So and money can do me good. How do I go out and get it? And of course, I'm not saying that money should I don't think money should become an obsession for some of us, but there are some people who always want more money and more money. Anyway,
no, we are far away from being obsessed yet.
Right, okay.
None of us have got to that point. We are far away from being obsessed.
You strike that balance of living and not always trying to want more and more and more. So where is that balance, and how do you find it?
That is a personal thing. Like, right. Everybody knows when they've had enough. It's just like food. Some people eat one biscuit and that's enough for them, you know. Some people, you know, you could give somebody a whole pack of biscuits and they'll eat one and they'll be like, I've had enough. Some people want to eat the whole biscuit, the whole pack. So that's a personal thing. You can never tell, like, oh, this person is had enough or this one needs more.
Right.
It's a really, really personal thing to know, okay, that's enough. And also it's your personal circumstances. Right. Some people come from families which are very needy, that their mother needs a house, their brother needs that, then the uncle needs that, then that. They will never, because they're not just working for themselves, they're working for the entire family too.
You're talking about me. It seems that's me you're talking about right now.
So sometimes, yes, some people coming from a situation, because the situations are different. Some people need to work not just for themselves.
Right.
They need to work for 10 more people in their family.
Right.
So when you're looking for money, you're not looking for the same amount of money with them, because they need more, because they've got more people to give money to. This one needs a house, or this one they need to do the burial grounds. This some people, and also the how big your family is. You can't compare somebody who has 2 children, somebody who has 5 kids. If I'm working for 2 children, my priorities would be totally different compared to somebody with 5 kids. If I had 5 kids, my drive would be on a different level, because you're working for 5 kids.
Right.
So so when we talk about what is enough is only relevant to who you're asking.
Right.
So who's answering that question? But personally, I want to be able to afford at least most things I want. You're not going to be like a millionaire, billionaire status, but I want to be able to afford to go on a holiday when I want to. I want my kids to be able to go to the schools I want them to go to. And then there's always this thing. I want to walk into the mall and pick up something, and I don't have to look at the price tag. I always tell my husband that the day I walk into malls and I pick up something without turning to look at how much it cost before I put it back. I would love to work to the point to achieve that anything that is sold in the shops, I can afford it.
And what you're saying, Joe, is like anyone watching this video right now, if they decided to also get money to do exactly what they want to do, are you saying they can potentially achieve that?
Oh, definitely. The thing is, I always say, remember when the first time we had a chat and we talked and I told you, go for it. The biggest thing people have is fear. Most people are scared. They're scared to fail. They're scared, well, how will people see me doing this job? How will it look like? All this and that. Once you strip yourself of the fear and you're not scared of what anybody thinks about you, and you stay focused on your ambition and your goal, you're going to achieve whatever you want. You're going to achieve whatever you want, because the fear is holding lots of people back.
Right.
It's the and that word I failed to pronounce
procrastinate. That
word. I don't know why I just can't pronounce that word. That word.
Yes. So yeah. So the idea, the point is we can all achieve the money that we want at whatever level. Yeah, we need different amounts of money, but we have to go out and get it. We have to go and
you have to. The thing is, like,
what we can do.
It's the mindset, the way,
yes.
Yeah, the way we think is what limits us.
Right.
Is what limits us. And the way we think, most people under an umbrella of fear. They are scared of trying things. They're scared of losing money. Some people, you tell them, try this. Oh, what if I lose my money? Like, you see,
right?
Because you're scared, you're not gonna try everything. Next year, when you go, what are you laughing at?
No, Julie's writing procrastination for you, so that next time you should be able to, you know, to look at it and pronounce it very well. You know, she's written it in a way for you to easily read it.
I struggle with that word. I don't know. I've tried saying it. Sometimes I say it, then suddenly I can't say it. Then I'm like, I give up. Yeah. Right. So I was talking about the fear. Once you're under the umbrella of fear, everything you do, you'll be scared. You'll be scared of getting married. You'll be saying, what if my marriage doesn't work out? What if this? What if that? You always have those what ifs. And once you have what ifs, that is it. You're going to be scared to try new things. You'll be scared to put your foot out there. You'll be scared to get hurt. You'll be scared of disappointments. And when it comes to people see you and they'll be like, oh, you know what? I admire you. You're that. You're like, yeah, but I'm fearless. I'm fearless. I left fear back home. I left fear back home. I've just gone out, stripped myself bare, faced the world. I'm not scared of criticism. I'm not scared of disappointment. I'm not scared of being alone. I'm not scared of not having friends. You know, once you don't have fear, and it's the same fear that people have failed to make use of social media because they're scared. They're scared of being attacked. They're scared of being that. Everybody's scared. They'll be like, oh, you do a video. They do screenshots, and then they want to make videos. Then they want to talk about you. They'll be like, yeah, welcome to our work. We wake up in the morning and everybody's talking about you. And what happens? Nothing. Right. And I'm still here. And the fear is affecting most people. So when they sit down, I have people here watching this video, and you know you've got something you've been wanting to do, whatever it is. You want to go back to school, do a course. You want to get a promotion, and then sometimes fear is a big problem. You're even scared of asking for opportunities. Some people have been doing the same job like for 6 years. They've not even had a promotion, and they've been scared of asking their boss why they've not been promoted. Because you're scared. You're scared to speak out even for yourself, even when it's in your advantage. You're still scared. Working, I'd be like, hey, I've been here for 9 years. Am I not useful here? How come they're not getting a pay rise? Some people doing the same job. They've not had a pay rise. They've not even had a promotion, nothing. They've not improved. They're still doing the same thing they did 6 years ago. And I find that unacceptable. So because you're not demanding for it, probably you're not getting it. You know, you need to put the fear aside. If he says no, that's the worst he can ever do. But at least let him know you're not comfortable with not, you know, with not being pushed forward. No one wants to be in a stagnant position where you're not moving forward. And the fear holds people back in their relationships. Some people are in relationships where they need to speak out about some injustices or some things have to change, and they just keep quiet.
All right. So let's go back to money and the fear. So there's one thing that I really wanted you to talk about.
Oh God, it's terrible. I wish I could see the comments. I can't see comments, and I'm like, the screen is just a clear screen. I can only see you and me.
You can, okay, don't worry, I'll be getting for you some of the comments. And but one thing like I really wanted you to talk about is, in this journey, I know there are some things that have helped you. Like, what would you say have been your biggest attributes? I know your personality, fine, but other than that, like, what are some of the things that have really propelled you on this journey, that have really held you back and made sure you keep moving forward? If that makes sense.
No. I'm thinking. Okay. to start with, yeah, like you mentioned my personality. I'm naturally an outgoing person and everything, but personality by itself is not good enough. But then the other thing that I learned how to read. I learned how to teach myself the things I don't know. When I pick interest in something,
right,
I get obsessed with it. I want to read about it. I want to get to know more about it. With knowledge comes power, and this one thing that most people don't understand, that I do love reading. Like when I'm interested in food, I'll be watching documentaries about food. I'll buy cookbooks. You know, I'll be watching cooking videos, cooking channels. I'll be following chefs. When you're interested in something, whatever your interest is, the more you know about it, the more confident you are in that field. And you don't have to go to do a whole degree on it. You just have to get, because right now in this era we live in, the information is out there. If you want the information, it's out there. You can just type in something, and you see, if you want to learn how to do the half cakes, you know, type it in and the video is there somewhere in YouTube. Not one, not two, not three. There are like 6 videos of half cakes, how to do it. You can play around with other people's recipes and come up with your own recipe. So when that is something that has helped me, and also I'm ready to learn. I don't keep myself in a corner. I come out of my zone. I want to learn. I want to know more. Like when I first came here, I wanted to know how the system works. I didn't know how the system here works. I was like, how do people get peppers here? How do you do this? And the more I knew what I had to do. You know, it's like most people come and go to the US, go wherever they are, and they keep themselves in the corner, in a certain corner of the world. You know, in a certain corner of the world. If you don't explore the world, you never know the opportunities that are out there. The opportunity could be next door, but because you're not leaving the house, you're not putting yourself out there, you're not seeking out opportunity, you're not talking to people, you're not asking the right questions, you will never see the opportunity even when it comes. So the way I work, I put myself out there. Half of the things I know, I didn't learn them in school. Yes, I've got a university degree. What am I doing with it? What am I doing with it? Half of the things I know are things I've learned. And also even the social media, I've learned so much here. People talk to me, they tell me this, advise me here. And I've learned so much, you know, I've learned so much just by listening, learning, reading, and also implementing the knowledge I have in my everyday life. Yeah.
Awesome. And I'm really glad that you've pointed that one out. And everyone, even Julie, even Shalom, they're saying Google is your best friend. There's so much information out there, and knowledge is key. So if you're watching us and you really, really want money, or you want to do something, do research. If you want to do something, go and read about it. I'll ask you about your beauty products in a while, but I just wanted to chip in and say most people are held up by what they don't have. When you ask people, I've seen people wanting to do things, but they tend to focus on mainly what they don't have. They'll tell you, oh, I am a single mom. Oh, I am an immigrant. I just left home. I don't know my people, you know. Oh, my English is not perfect. I can't pronounce procrastinate properly. Oh, I don't have money. Oh, I am a mother of, you know, 2 young kids. So I can't, you know, I can't do it. But what you're saying is that you, like, focus on what you have, like the strength. Focus on you, Jojo. You're really focusing on your strength that you have as a person, and what you don't know, you go out and get it. Because once you step out, whether it is Google or where, you're going to find support, you know. And I can say this, you know, when I started playing out with this African mandazi and the business snacks like that, you can't imagine how many people have come to help and to offer support, to give you knowledge and information, and to say this is what you need, you know. And actually I think I'm going to take it forward. Like every time I read about it and I research about it, I get so excited about it, you know. I'm so obsessed with it, like I was saying, because I see it can help me do good. So honestly, if you want money, this video today,
I'm gonna clean my camera a bit. My camera is a bit smoky. Let me clean it a bit.
Okay. So
that's better.
Yeah, okay. So this video, like I said today, is for people who want to get more money, who feel they deserve more, they want to get something, they really like to do what things you want to do. Jojo is saying you just go out and get the things, because the universe is there to give us the money. You just have to step out and ask the universe for it, and then do what you need to do. And into that, Jojo, I know most people have tried. The truth is, I've talked to so many people. They've told you, I don't know how many businesses I've tried, Jojo, Annette. I have done things I've done. So the reality is people have been trying. So, Joe, what are you going to tell those people? They've tried. It's not like they're sitting. They're like, I'm sitting. I'm not doing
But the thing is, you have to understand. You like people say they've tried, but they've not tried hard enough. If people say yes, people say they have tried, and they say, I've tried that, but you didn't try hard enough. How hard did you try? How badly did you want it? When you really want something, you do anything to get it. And by anything, you leave no stone unturned. All avenues, every opportunity that there is, you just go for it. People, let me give a classic example where most people lose their money. Like us living here. You're living in the US, you're living where you get your hard-earned cash invested back home and you live here. That's a classic one. I don't know how many people, and then they'll say, I tried. No, you didn't try. You were not living there. You just made an investment. You're just a financial investor. You got your money, invested in a boutique or in a clinic, whatever it is that you invested, and you came back here and you expected people who didn't invest in it to make you money and pay you. And then you say you've tried. No, you didn't try. That's a classic one that people say, I've tried, I invested in that and that, but no, you didn't try. You didn't run it. When you try, you do the business yourself. You're the brains, you're the hands, you're the manager, you're in it. You breathe it, you live it, you wake up in it. You can't just invest money in something and just sit back and let it make you money without less effort. And then you say, yes, you tried, you invested your money, but that's not the way it works. Just because you had a baby doesn't mean you're a parent. That's how the businesses work. Most people, yes, they invest money in things, but they don't run the businesses. They don't market. You tried. Who knew about your business when you tried it? Who knew about it? Did you market it? Have you ever done even a single flyer? Have you gone out there to market your business yourself? Who knew about your business when you tried? And what did you do to stop it going down? Most people don't try hard enough. I have to say, I've seen it again and again. Myself, I've done the same mistakes before. I've lost a lot of money. Because that is the concept that we thought that you're going to do a business and other people run it and you enjoy the profits. I'll just have to find the capital, give it so and so, and I'll sit back and they'll be sending me cash and I'll be cashing it. And that is the concept most people have. And they say they've tried, but you not tried hard enough. You didn't try. That's not the way it works. Yeah.
So in other words, hey, if you're listening in, Joy is saying you haven't tried hard enough. And to add to that, one thing I've seen for sure, there is we are on a journey. So what you call failure, you've tried, maybe that is actually bringing you closer to your success. I always talk about this story of 1 inch away from gold. People who were digging and digging, they fell, they had all these hardships, then they gave up just before they landed on the gold. So if you think that you
it's
have
always
tried,
like that, people just the endurance,
you've tried, and I know I really feel with you, but there is never time to give up, because the many things I've done, what I thought I was failing, I've discovered that it has actually helped me to be more resilient. I've learned so many things of what to do and what not to do. So I don't actually look at it as failure. I look at it as an opportunity for you, as a ladder to be able to climb to another level. So if you're watching and you're about to give up, maybe your money has been dwindled, you don't know what to do, that is a stepping stone. You haven't failed. It was meant to happen. So just learn from it and see how to do better next time. And so Jojo, tell us, what are you doing these days? Like, what excites you? What tell us, like, I know you do so many things, but your business, what you're doing, and how people can actually, I know you said we have your money. How can we give you more money from with your business?
Oh, I need all your money. You guys are walking around with my money in your wallet. You need to be cashing it.
Right, right.
All your money is my money. Right now I've got a number of things I'm doing, but the main one, I've got a number of things. I'm always doing something.
Right.
I'm always doing something.
Right.
And my husband says he doesn't know how I sleep at night. That's how he calls it. He's like, I don't know how you sleep at night with all the 10, 20 things I'm always trying to do. But definitely the main one I've decided to focus on in the past year that's now really paying off is my cosmetic and beauty products business, which is I make organic skin and hair care products for Afro skin and hair that I make and package and sell and distribute all over the world. So that is something I decided to focus on. Then that brings me to something I want to talk about. Like when you find something you love, try to focus on it.
Right.
Try to focus on it, because I could be far if I knew by then that I need to focus on one thing at a time. I still struggle with focusing on one thing at a time. I'll be doing that, and then I'll be looking at that, and then I'll bring my head back here. I'm like, okay, stay focused. And then I'll find myself looking back there. Then something else will pass me. I'm like, I like that too. So I struggle with focus myself, but it's
right.
Focus is very, very important.
Thing, right? Yeah.
And another. Yes, and a good friend of mine told me, actually, I had you saying Julie. I don't know if it's the Julie, is it Julie Kalungi?
Kalungi, yes.
Yeah. Julie once told me that you can't chase 10 chickens at the same time.
Right.
And every time, yeah, I remember we're having a chat, and she's one of the ladies that really keep my motivation there and everything, because she does really inspire me.
Yeah.
And so she told me you can't, we were talking, and she's like, you can't chase 10 chickens at the same time.
Right.
If they let all the chicken out and you're chasing all of them, you won't catch any. But if you focus on chasing one, you catch it, you know?
Right.
You focus on chasing one, you catch it. And every time our focus is going out of the window, it does go out of the window. We all sometimes, I slap my head on the head. Come on, focus. It does go out of the window sometimes. So every time my focus is going out of the window, I tell myself, you can't chase 10 chickens at the same time. So I'm like, okay, that's it. Then I bring my focus back. And this happens to all of us.
Right.
You might be focusing on that. I think it's happening to you. You're starting up a new business. There's always distractions here and there. And sometimes just things, it's just personal circumstances, family life, something you wanted to do before, your extended family and all that. Sometimes just personal things that like get you to lose your focus. And also Facebook here, it's a very good platform, but it's also a massive it takes your focus away so easily. I remember I used to wake up, it's until now that I've learned to manage it's until more like four months ago that I learned to manage myself. But I found myself, I'll wake up in the morning and I'll be on Facebook for 3 hours. 3 hours I'm reading comments. I'm reading comments, I'm doing that. And sorry?
No.
Yeah, so I was saying, like, I'll wake up in the morning, I'm waking up really like quite early in the morning, I'm up 7 in the morning, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and the things I've said to do, I don't get them done because I'm on Facebook reading comments. So it was another thing that was taking my focus away. And then all the programs will be like behind, because everything I was supposed to do at 8, I didn't do it. I didn't jump into the shower when I had to because I was on my phone. I didn't do this when I had to because I was doing that. So I had to sit and align myself, discipline myself to cope with Facebook, because it's a massive distraction for so many people. So when you're doing a business, there's so many things that are going to take your focus away. And the more time you spend on things that are not productive, and the further behind you're getting. Like the day has 24 hours and you say, today I have to do A, B, C, D, and you only get A done. So when I want to do B, C, D, and D, then you have to move them to the next, then the next day's programs are moved to the next day. So it's so easy to lose your focus.
Yes, and Mercy Shalom was also saying that business is really tough. Like you have to fold your sleeves and make sure that you get it done. I didn't realize that we are coming to almost a top of the hour. Usually it's so incredible, and really it's been incredible having you. And before you get to your last words, Joe, I just want to tell viewers that we had today, be thinking about how you want to end this one. Jojo has, we are going to put a link for her. Like, I am so blown away by what Jojo has been able to do. Like, she has great reviews about hair products. She has detanglers. If your hair gives you trouble, really, you know where to get it from. She'll give you the website at Jojo Taylor. We'll put it in the comments and we'll pin it so that you see and support her. It's
jojotaylor.co.uk.
Yeah, they're incredible products for your hair, for your skin. And but what I would want to tell you, everyone who has been watching us, is get out of your comfort zone and go and get what you want to get, because you will get it. Yes, you're going to work so hard, yet you are going to go through some ditches, but you will eventually get the money that you deserve, you know.
Before I go off, I want to say something. It's
exactly,
like,
yes.
When we used to say we work hard, is that when we used to do like manual work, like when your job involves manual work. But then I learned a different way of working.
Right.
As you know, as you get older and you've been in the trade for some times, you start seeing opportunities that you can channel in, that spread you out, and so you can hire people to help you out, do the manual stuff, then you can do the other stuff that are not manual. Then the other thing I've learned so well is marketing. The power of marketing, I can't preach this enough. The power of marketing is second to none. If you, no matter how good what you do is, if nobody knows about it, you're not going to profit from it. And this is something many people have not understood, the power of marketing. Most people think, I'll create a brand. Yes, no one will know about it. And people don't buy what they don't know. People don't buy, even me myself. When I go to the supermarket, I'm more likely to buy something with reviews or something I've seen on the telly, something that I'm familiar with, a very unfamiliar product I've never seen before. No matter how good the packaging is, I won't buy it. People buy what they know. So get out there, let people know what you do. Market yourself. Promote, and nobody's going to do this for you. You're going to do it for yourself. Promote yourself. Tell the world what you do. Tell everybody who's there. Let all your friends know. Let everybody know what you do and how good it is. And also, don't sell yourself short. Most people, when you tell them talk about their products, they can't even praise. We always have these humbling things that tell, don't blow your own trumpet. No, I don't listen to that nonsense. Me, I'm always there, flossing, blowing my trumpet, telling everybody how good I am, how good everything I do is. Go out there, tell the world how good your product or your service is. Why they have to pick you and leave your competitor behind? Because without the marketing, you won't make money out of whatever you're trying to do. You won't get focused. Nobody will know about you. You see, you remember when we talked and I said marketing, and I'll see your adverts all the time. Then I was like, she's clever. She knows how to do it. Now everybody knows you.
Actually,
everybody knows you.
Let me even market right now that I have the microphone. But seriously, like, I am also blown away by the mandazi I make. Seriously, and the Kabalagala, they're just amazing. So the next shipment, so come in box. But it is really incredible. Thank you, Joe. I can't really thank you enough. And I thank you for what you do, your live videos. Sometimes I'm lying down on the couch, then I see you late in the night putting labels on your soap. I'm like, Annette, get your butt out of this couch and get going. Seriously, like, I thought I was driven, I thought I was like a go-getter, but you have challenged me in a different way altogether. And that is why I'm doing these videos as well. I want to encourage people like you. Joe did not necessarily inherit a fortune from wherever. She's worked all the way up to be where she is. So I'm speaking to you people today who spend sleepless nights. You're like, I wish I could have extra money in my pocket. I wish I could be able to send my kids to good schools. Yes, that wish can become true if you get out of your way and get to do it, because people like Joe have done it. I've always brought people like you, young moms, stay-home moms facing all the challenges, but they have been able
then
to
the other thing is the other thing I always tell people is financial.
The last word, Jojo, that is yours. Your last word. Go ahead, please. Yes.
Okay, then definitely we all work hard. Like everybody works hard, they get the money, but then there's always one thing that always sets you apart with the haves and the have-not is your financial management.
Right.
After we've all worked hard and we've got the same paycheck,
right,
it's how we manage our finances that's gonna set us apart.
Right.
And this is a challenge to so many people because this is something most people don't learn at school. Financial management is something most people don't learn at school, and that is going to set you apart from the haves and the have-nots. Even if you're given £10,000 and the other person is given £10,000, the way you manage that money will make a massive difference on how your future is going to look like, you know. So most people definitely work, and then the under money is how they handle it that makes a massive difference in their lives and the lives of their family and then their future projects. And that is a topic we can go on and on about, but then that is something that comes with your self-discipline. When you have to say, no, I'm not buying that. When you have to really leave some things when you don't need them.
Right.
And financial management runs as a team. When you're in a relationship, the person you're married to can make you bankrupt.
Yeah. We are going to have that topic again because financial management is also another key topic. Like how
it is because it's a big problem. It's a big problem, especially for us.
Yeah.
Especially for us, like when the thing is, because we come from Africa where everything has not been well managed, right? Everything has not been well managed. Then suddenly you're faced with managing things to a level that you've never known before.
Yeah.
And it's a challenge.
We will come back to that topic because that is another whole can of worms altogether. And finally, Jo has done what she has done. She always does that. You can follow her on Facebook. She always does live videos, but it always, at the end of the day, it comes back to you. So what is your take-home lesson? I want you to sit and write down why you have failed. Be honest with yourself and talk about your financial journey up to this point. What have you done? Why have you failed? How can you change your circumstances? Where can you get help from? You know, once you answer those questions, you're going to be able to change your future completely, because I believe the money is ours. We can always have it, but there are simple steps that we can follow to get this money. And of course, Jo has shown us some of the things. It comes back to you. You can always contact her, ask questions. Like I said, thank you so much, Jo. Thank you. Like I know if I start thanking you, we'll sleep here another time. But I honestly don't know how Mr. Taylor puts up with your ideas. I don't know how he does it. But he must also be an incredible man. So we send love to you.
You know, every time I used to. Then the other thing I keep telling people that I learned, and I've been doing it for some time now. You always have to have a notebook on you, because sometimes you get ideas and then you don't write down the idea and then it flies out of your head.
Right.
So every time you in your bag next to your bed, have a book, have a book and a small book. You know, my best time when I'm thinking is in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night, I have mega ideas. If I tell you the amount of factories I've built in my head, in the middle of the night, I have ideas flying. I'm like, oh my God. You know, I would even wake my husband up and I tell him, oh, do you know about this? He'll be like, you're crazy. And you know, in the middle of the night, I've got ideas flying in my head. So if you've got a piece of paper and a pen next to your bed, every time an idea comes, write it down. It down. You'll be shocked how many ideas fly through your head. The difference is most people, the ideas come up, they don't write them down. Then the idea is gone. Then it comes back again. You're like, oh, I had that idea. Yes, you had it, but you didn't note it down. Because when you write it down, you'll be seeing the piece of paper, and then it will motivate you to find more. Like, okay, where can I find this? And every time you do your research, write down everything you research about. Like if you go on Google, you find a link don't just copy the link. Write the whole link in your book.
Right.
You always, you might need, because the more you read, you start forgetting where you started from, and some of the information will be gone. Yeah.
Right. All right. So thank you so much, Joe. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you. You will surely come back this time. You have so many ideas. I didn't even know what you were to talk about, because you can literally talk about anything. So you will be back, and thank you so much for your time.
Oh God, thank you. It's dinner time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.